My sister stole my identity, destroyed my credit score, and is now suing me for exposing her lies to our family. I'm facing potential jail time while she plays the victim. I'm a 28-year-old guy who's always prided himself on being the responsible one in the family. Good job, steady girlfriend, and a credit score that would make a banker weep with joy. Well, at least that last part used to be true. Now I'm watching my entire life crumble around me, all thanks to the person I least expected, my own sister. It all started with a seemingly innocent phone call from my bank. Mr. My last name, we've noticed some unusual activity on your credit card. Did you recently make a purchase for $5,000 at Neiman Marcus? I laughed. Me shopping at Neiman Marcus? I'm more of a Target clearance rack kind of guy. Definitely not, I told the bank representative. Must be some kind of mistake. But it wasn't a mistake. It was just the beginning. Over the next few weeks, I discovered charge after charge that I hadn't made. Designer clothes, spa treatments, even a down payment on a luxury car. My credit card was maxed out, and my once pristine credit score was in free fall. I was in a panic, spending hours on the phone with credit card companies and the police, trying to untangle this mess. Identity theft, they said. But who would do this to me? The answer hit me like a ton of bricks when I saw my sister's latest Instagram post. There she was, draped in designer clothes that looked suspiciously familiar, posing next to a brand new car, the same car that had been charged to my credit card. My blood ran cold. It couldn't be, not my own sister. But the more I looked into it, the clearer it became. She had somehow gotten hold of my personal information and had been living it up on my dime for months. Confronting her was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. I invited her over, my hands shaking as I poured us both a cup of coffee. "We need to talk," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. She looked at me with those big, innocent eyes that had gotten her out of trouble so many times before. "What's wrong, big brother? You look stressed." I took a deep breath and laid out everything I'd discovered, the fraudulent charges, the matching Instagram posts, all of it. With each word, I watched her face change. The innocent mask slipped away, replaced by something cold and calculating that I'd never seen before. "So what if I did?" she finally snapped. "You've always had it so easy. Perfect job, perfect life. I deserved some of that too." I was stunned. Deserved? You think you deserve to steal my identity, to ruin my credit, to betray me like this? She rolled her eyes. "Don't be so dramatic. It's just money. You can make more." Just money? I was looking at potential jail time for these charges. My girlfriend was talking about postponing our engagement because of the financial mess. My entire future was in jeopardy. "I'm going to have to tell Mom and Dad," I said, my voice barely above a whisper. "And the police, you know that, right?" That's when she started to cry. Not the crocodile tears I'd seen her use to manipulate our parents 1,000 times before, but real, terrified sobs. "You can't," she wailed. "They'll never forgive me. Please, I'll do anything. I'll pay you back, I promise." For a moment, I wavered. She was my little sister, after all, the one I'd protected from bullies, the one I'd taught to ride a bike. Could I really turn her in? But then I remembered the cold look in her eyes when she said I deserved this, the casual way she dismissed ruining my life as just money, and I knew what I had to do. The next few weeks were a blur of police reports, family meetings, and more tears than I care to remember. Our parents were devastated. They couldn't believe their little girl could do something like this. There must be some mistake. My mom kept saying, even as the evidence piled up, she wouldn't do this to her own brother. But she had, and now, faced with the consequences of her actions, my sister was pulling out all the stops to save herself. She spun a tale of desperation, claiming she only did it because she was in trouble with some bad people. She swore she was going to pay me back, that she never meant for it to go this far. Some of the family bought it. My aunt started a GoFundMe for her poor, troubled niece. My grandparents called me, begging me to drop the charges. "She's family," they said. "Family forgives." But I couldn't. The betrayal ran too deep, the damage was too severe. And every time I considered backing down, I remembered that cold look in her eyes, the entitlement, the complete lack of remorse until she got caught. I thought the worst was behind us. I was working with the credit card companies to clear my name, and my sister was facing charges for identity theft. It was a mess, but at least the truth was out. Then came the lawsuit. I was served papers at work. My sister was suing me for defamation, claiming I had made up the whole identity theft story to smear her name. She was asking for damages, claiming my lies had cost her job opportunities and caused emotional distress. I couldn't believe it. She had stolen my identity, ruined my credit, nearly destroyed my relationship, and now she was playing the victim? The family was split down the middle. Half of them still believed her sob story and thought I was being cruel for not dropping the charges. The other half was as shocked as I was at her audacity. My parents were caught in the middle, torn between their two children. "Can't you both just apologize and move on?" my dad pleaded during one particularly tense family dinner. I exploded. Apologize for what? For being the victim of her crime? For telling the truth? My sister, ever the actress, burst into tears. "See how he treats me? I made one mistake, and he'll never let me live it down." One mistake? As if systematically stealing someone's identity over months was comparable to accidentally denting a car or forgetting a birthday. The lawsuit dragged on, draining what little money I had left. My girlfriend, bless her heart, stood by me through it all, but I could see the toll it was taking on her too. "Maybe we should just settle," she suggested one night, as I pored over legal documents I could barely understand, just to make it all go away. I was tempted. God, was I tempted to just write a check, say it was all a misunderstanding, and try to move on with my life. But every time I considered it, I thought about the next person my sister might scam, the next life she might ruin with her selfishness and greed, and I knew I had to see this through. The day of the trial arrived, and I felt like I was going to be sick. My sister showed up, playing the part of the demure, wronged party perfectly. Designer outfit, probably bought with my money, eyes downcast, a tissue clutched in her manicured hand. Her lawyer painted a picture of a desperate young woman who had made a mistake out of love for her family. He claimed she had only taken the money to help our parents with supposed medical bills. Bills I knew for a fact didn't exist. I watched in disbelief as she tearfully testified about how I had always been jealous of her, how I was twisting a simple misunderstanding into a malicious crime. She even claimed I had given her permission to use my credit cards and was now lying about it out of spite. It was surreal sitting there, listening to her spin this web of lies. Part of me almost admired her commitment to the con. Almost. Then it was my turn to testify. I laid out everything, step by step. The discovery of the fraud, the Instagram posts that matched the purchases, the confrontation where she had admitted everything. My lawyer asked, "Are you pursuing these charges against your own sister?" I took a deep breath, looking directly at her as I answered, because actions have consequences, because the truth matters, and because I believe that real love, real family, doesn't take advantage of the people who trust them most. I'd like to say that moment changed everything, that my sister broke down and confessed, that the judge immediately ruled in my favor, that my family finally saw the truth. But life isn't a TV drama. The trial dragged on. More witnesses were called, more evidence was presented. It was a long, painful process that dredged up every family's secret and resentment. In the end, though, the truth prevailed. The judge ruled in my favor, dismissing my sister's lawsuit and upholding the identity theft charges against her. The look on her face when the verdict was read is something I'll never forget. For a split second, the mask dropped completely. I saw the rage, the disbelief that her lies hadn't worked this time. Then, quick as a flash, the tears started. She cried as she was led out of the courtroom, wailing about how her life was ruined, how she'd never recover from this betrayal. Some of my family members rushed to console her. Others just sat there, stunned. Me, I felt empty. There was no satisfaction in this victory, no sense of justice served, just a hollow ache where my relationship with my sister used to be. The aftermath has been complicated, to say the least. My sister is facing jail time and restitution payments. Some of my family still believes I'm the bad guy for not protecting her. Others apologize for ever doubting me, but those relationships will take time to heal. My credit score is slowly recovering, and my girlfriend and I are talking about that engagement again. But I know things will never be quite the same. I've lost my innocence, my trust in family. In a way, I'm not sure I'll ever fully get back. If there's a lesson in all of this, I suppose it's that the truth really does matter, that enabling bad behavior, even from family, only leads to more pain in the long run, and that sometimes the hardest thing and the right thing are the same. As for my sister, I hope she gets help. Real help. Not just crocodile tears and elaborate lies. Maybe someday we can rebuild some kind of relationship. But for now, I'm focused on rebuilding my life, one honest step at a time. P.S. If you've made it this far in my saga of sibling betrayal and courtroom drama, why not stick around for more? Subscribe for daily updates.